What's going on, family? It's Wednesday. It's 7 p.m. That's if you're on the East Coast. If not, you're still stuck in traffic if you're in like California time. It's time for the Fighter Share Report. Over here, we got the Badger. I'm Brew. Ride with us for the next 23, 24, 29 minutes. And let's see if we can pick up your day. All right, what's going on, Badger?
I can't call it, brother. It's Wednesday. One of our favorite days of the week for us. We get to do what we do best, and that's hopefully make people's day better while getting a chance to have some therapy. So that's what I'm here for. What about you?
Therapy's always good, my friend. Therapy's always good. Let me shed a little light on this situation. Ah, yes. Therapy's always good. Hey, it's it's Wednesday. It's hump day. Um, you know, I used to look forward to hump day because you put in Thursday and then you wake up and it's Friday. It's either payday or it's one more week to payday. So, depending on where you work. I had a buddy who used to get paid monthly, and it was great when he got paid because it was a lot of money. But boy, come around the 28th, 29th next month, it was like, oh, got to learn how to budget your money. You get that once a month check.
I'm trying to tell you, boy, it's an art, boy. You better learn it, because if not,
But
it's going to be a lot of long days and sleepless nights.
but look, he got smart because he started putting all of his bills on credit card, on one credit card. And when he got paid at the end of the month, he just paid everything off. And it worked fabulous for him, bro. It worked fabulous. Listen, they didn't come here to hear about that kind of stuff. On my grind, baby. I keep every time I think about this fight, I just keep going back to it, bro. It's gonna be at UFC 253, Dominic Reyes against Blakowicz. Or Blackowitz. I'm not sure. I didn't want to call him Blackowitz because I didn't want to sound racist. But we'll go with Blackowitz. Blaka Flocka. I'm like leaning on you because you're the linguist here. Can't hear you, bro.
Can you hear me now?
Now I can.
Wow, interesting. Okay. So, yeah, Blockowicz, or just call him Jan. That's his first name. Good with that.
Young. I like young.
Yeah, Jan.
Young.
Yeah. So,
So
what's on your mind with this one, brother?
listen, I just think it's gonna be one of them slobber knockers.
Mm.
I just think, when you when they lock the cage, it's gonna be like, what's that old thing they used to say? Abandon faith, all you who dare to enter. just it's, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I think from horn to horn. Boxing, we got bell to bell, but I think it's gonna be one of those things that just it's gonna be one of those fight of the year candidates.
Yeah, like I said, you made a very, very good point last night when we were discussing this fight. Uh, this fight is not gonna go the distance, man. We looked at let's just look at Jan's last two fights. Both
Mm-hmm.
were against, I'm not mistaken, either both were against Corey Anderson or there was a fight with Corey Anderson, an interim fight in between, then a fight, another rematch against Corey Anderson. Bro, these guys go at it.
Mm-hmm.
Anderson stopped him. He comes back and he stops Anderson. And actually sends Anderson to Bellator. That's another story. Um, but yeah, so this is where we at, man. I like Blockowicz. He's a come forward fighter. Not very twitchy, but he appears to be pretty strong. Has pretty decent punch resistance. We've seen him knocked out before, but he's a come forward fighter. He's going to test Reyes because Reyes likes to fashion himself, I think, in watching him fight. Is an athlete, a skilled guy, but I can see him still thinking and trying to process things as he's in the octagon. So this is where experience comes into play. You got to lean towards Jean on this one, but it's going to be a great fight. And I always told you I like Reyes, his athletic ability and his football strength in the octagon.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's going to be a good one, man.
I can't wait. I really just can't wait because I like you. I mean, all the points that you made and we made last night, which was the beatdown every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time,
Yep.
as well as the Fighter Share Report, which is this show every Wednesday and Sunday, or Sunday and Wednesday,
I
depending on how
lost you,
you
bro.
open the calendar, huh?
This is so bad.
At 7 p.m. Uh, um,
I lost you, bro.
we're still here. We're
Okay.
still here. I was just giving them the days of the Fighter Share Report, date and time.
Okay,
Every
cool.
Sunday and Wednesday, or Wednesday and Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you're on this show right now, then you know that because you're watching right now. Um, listen, I love the fight. I love the action. I love the potential violence. It's like it's almost like a crash derby. Remember them crash derbies?
Yes.
It's like you buy a ticket knowing somebody gonna get hurt. Knowing somebody gonna get hurt. So you can't say anything about the violence and the carnage because you pay to see it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pay to see this one because I think it's gonna be two guys who normally would lay it all on the line, but there's something inside me says that there's gonna be that 205 title hanging over the cage that night, and it's gonna make it even more intense, even more intense. I'm looking forward to that, bro. Looking forward to that. So, anything else you want to add on that?
I'm sorry, bro. I lost you again. What were you saying?
No, no, I'm just saying if they hang the 205 title over it, it's gonna make it even more intense.
Oh yeah, bro. Oh yeah. That was a great point you made last night, and I actually like. I'm mad I didn't think of that, but yeah, it's a bet on the line that definitely increases the stakes, makes the fight that much more compelling, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Look, we're not gonna beat that horse in the ground because we get to talk about it more as we come up to it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Punch, counter punch. This is good, y'all, because neither one of us have gotten together on this topic, so we don't know which side the other one's gonna take. I'm revealing it to the Badger the same way at the same time that I'm revealing it to you all. You ready?
What we got? Oh, you gave him an easy way out. Um,
Y'all don't know what OMF means.
yeah.
Oh mother, yeah. We're dedicating that to Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr., Oscar De La Coke. I mean Oscar De La Hoya. Um, yeah, dedicated to that. Go ahead, bro. You can take the first punch.
Yeah, I lost you, bro, so I couldn't hear anything. Look, we are in an age where we've always been we've always had this thing with constant information, right? Sensory overload is the world we're living in now. This is the reality that since we can't get regular fighters to fight because they don't want the money, they don't want to fight in front of no fans because they feed off the fan energy, or they want their checks, so they need fans in the stands to make sure they can get paid appropriately. So we got a bunch of OMFs, old motherfuckers,
Mm-hmm.
fighting that shouldn't be fighting. And this is the new reality because it's happening across the board. Oscar De La Hoya said he's coming back. If Roy Jones and Mike Tyson wasn't enough, if Anderson Silva and Uriah Hall was enough, god dang it, the cross dressing. I ain't gonna talk about other things that he do other than cross dressing. Promoter in boxing is trying to get back in the ring. So I'm totally against this. This is not good for sports. I don't like it. And we had a conversation about this. You made fun of me a few weeks back because you said I was being too soft. But the reality is these guys quit for a reason. And it wasn't because they wanted to. It's because they could no longer perform at a high level. So I'm against this. I'm against injury. I'm against the repercussions to what could happen to these guys. That's it. That's my take on it, man.
That's a pretty good take. I can't even knock you for that. And I like knocking you, but I can't knock you for that. I can't. I mean, but look, what's the word I'm looking for? Again, car accidents, fires, plane crashes, train crashes, tsunamis, earthquakes. These all sell on television. People want to see them.
Yep.
I mean, this is something that's not new. This is something that, you know, ever since you could get this out to the public, people want to see it. And they'll talk about it in public and say, man, this is horrible. But then when you look at the ratings, you're like, wait a minute, if it was so horrible, why did this outdo the NBA? So it's just our reality. Anything to make a buck. P.T. Barnum said it. There's a sucker born every 10 minutes.
Mm.
So he might have said seconds, but I think he said minutes.
Might have been seconds, but go ahead.
He said if you create a tragedy, people will come watch it.
Yeah.
And this is what this is.
Yeah, it's a train wreck. We love train wrecks.
It is.
Even slow moving train wrecks like these old ass dudes fighting, right? It's the high drama two freight trains just kind of inching.
You see it coming. You're like,
when it happens, it's going to be like, oh, okay, there we go.
yeah.
Whatever.
It's like sitting there waiting for the fireworks display on the 4th of July, and the first half of them don't work.
Yeah. Or you just get, remember this back in there, you get the, but you get nothing. Like, what happened? What happened? It got wet.
Right.
No, that's the cheap ones you bought from the dude on the side of the road instead of going to the store to get them.
He bought them at the store and sold them to you on your way.
Yeah, you don't know if you grew up in the hood though, or you grew up how we grew up. But yeah, that's the thing, man. That's
true. Just like we used to hold one end of the jumping jack. Just see I know.
I was waiting for the rest of that story. I lost you. This is terrible.
No. Just I stopped because I didn't want to really incriminate myself. But I got fingers that suffered burns when I lit a whole pack of jumping jacks and didn't let them go in time.
You there, brother? I missed you. All I heard was one end of the jumping jack, and
then I was saying that I remember I bought a whole pack of jumping jacks and lit them all at one time, and didn't let them go in time, and my fingers felt the tragedy.
Yeah. Wasn't a good thing at all.
No. Listen, I think this might be. Yes, I'm touching on it one last time this week. Yeah, I said it. You ready?
Let's see what you got.
Race discussions keep racism strong.
Oh.
This should have been punch counter punch, but it has to be yeah, I said it or meanwhile. And what I mean by this is when we refer to each other by different races, this keeps racism strong. Because keep in mind, for thousands of years on this planet, there was one race. There were different ethnic groups, but there was one race. It wasn't until you end up here in this country in the 1600s where they had to divide a way of creating superiority versus inferiority that did not lie solely on the economic standard. Because there weren't enough at the top economically to suppress everybody who was at the bottom economically, unless you found a divisive feature. And that's where race came into play. So if you humanize the people who are being killed by talking about a different ethnic group, instead of dehumanizing them, talking about a different race, you may get a different result across the board. Maybe not with this generation, but hopefully the one my daughter's in.
Shots out to E. What's going on, bro? Appreciate you tapping in with us, man. I don't know where to begin on this. I caution to get really deep into it because we're gonna glitch again and you will miss what I'm saying, or I can't get your reaction. But that's all well and good. I mean, I get where you're coming from a historical perspective, but the truth of the matter is, man, if that's what's gonna keep it strong, then what's gonna break it up? Because not addressing a problem that is a clear problem is also not the solution. I don't really know where to go with this topic. But I mean, like I said, if we can find solutions, then let's talk about that, because trying to acknowledge the problem or treat the problem as if it doesn't exist or it's not as problematic doesn't solve anything. We tried that before and they got us nowhere.
Okay, maybe I didn't come across correctly, but I'm not talking about treating it as if it's not problematic. I'm talking about going to its source.
Oh, okay.
You've got, and I learned this crazy enough in the 80s in Hernando County, the late 70s, early 80s, when you would hear people actually still believe that we were different, completely different from them, because either A, we didn't have the same type of blood they had, not like type O, type A, type, different type of blood, or we had tails. We weren't fully human. And it blows my mind to think people still thought that way then. And I would struggle to say they're not completely far from it now. When you see the way we're treated, So let's go back to the beginning and say, look, first of all, we are human. First of all, we are a superior gene because our gene isn't dying, but we're not different from you as far as the human aspect. We're not a different race. So let's take that off the table and then build your argument. And I guarantee you the argument, they could not build an argument on differential if not for race. There's nothing in the dictionary that says through ethnicity that you're a different species from the other person. Nothing.
Yeah, and I'm in agreement with that. I think, when you have these discussions, there has to be a clear definition and distinction between race, ethnicity, and nationality. I think there's where we get a lot of the muddying of the waters when we have these discussions because people often confuse the three. Um, but I mean, I'm in agreement with you there. This is a tough topic for me, and you froze up again, so I don't know if you can hear me or
Yeah,
keep up what I'm saying.
I can.
But this is okay. But this is a touchy subject for me just because I'm just tired of seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever we talk about, what we discuss, this is 2020, and we're acting as if it's 1950. And you can say what you want about separate but equal or integration, segregation. Race relations haven't gotten any better.
Nope.
They haven't.
Nope.
And the incidents of the past couple of days have shown you that. And I'm just over it, bro. Like the things I really want to say, I dare not say on this platform just because I have to take into consideration that we're in this together. But this is a bit much, bro. All of this is a bit much for me.
Tune in tomorrow night on the Beatdown, 11 p.m. Eastern time, the same place you found this show, and let's see if we can get in a little deeper. Uh-oh. This is the world we are in. You were born with a jersey. Even if you take that jersey, you will still have skin. Ethnicity still was problematic. Irish, Italian, Jewish. They didn't go through this. They didn't go through this. I agree with you to a point, but they did not go through this. Now I understand that the Irish, if you look at it from the IRA standpoint, they went through hell dealing with the British. But nothing has been like this. You look at the atrocities here, and then you look at the atrocities in South Africa, just based on skin color. You look at the atrocities from the Dutch in South Africa, the Dutch in Australia, and in New Zealand.
I mean, and listen, my bro Eric is someone that I sharpen my knife off of. He's a very intelligent guy. I understand what he's saying, but I'm agreeing with you here. There's never been a global attack on any of those people. It's been a global attack on the black man. And I think that in itself says enough. Nobody wants to be black, at least not openly.
You're right.
Even we sometimes don't be black.
I'll say, we question it sometimes.
Like, so yeah, ain't nobody went through it like us. But I understand the sentiment there.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, E.
I do as well. I really love the beginning of it because it is like a jersey you can't take off.
Yeah, for sure.
Or some people will say a bullseye.
That too.
Uh-oh.
Bullseyes on the back.
Now we have made it to the ignorant part of the show. Yes, this is now, I love it, the ignorant part of the show. And I tried it out before the show, bro, and it looked like it was working. But I got to tell you, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, I got to tell you, this is real ignorant.
Well, I hope it don't glitch up so I can actually see it.
I hope not either. We're going to hurry up and get started. This couldn't have been me on the other end of it because we'd have really been fighting. You ready?
Oh, Jesus. Is that a... Wow. Oh, blew her away. And she's got the Dutch oven. She's caught.
She got the Dutch oven.
Hey, it's like getting caught in a crucifix. No way out. You stuck.
But she thought she had him. She thought she had him. Yes. Yeah, this is hilarious.
She was playing as a joke. He was playing for keeps. Yeah. There's a difference.
Yeah, there's a difference. That's what I'm talking about. That's the real thing. And then she had to call for the end. That's the real thing. That's what I'm talking about. we had to have the ignorant portion of the show. We had to really represent this time because we've had having some glitches and this and that. But ain't nothing worse than seeing a pretty woman fart for the first time.
Oof.
This we've all been through it. We've all been through it because
Bro, you might be on to something.
it's the truth. Because
might be onto something.
you take them out for a date, you know, and they're always so pretty and smelling so good and da da da. And the first time they feel comfortable around you, you know when they feel comfortable around you.
Don't never get that comfortable with me.
Listen, it's happened. I know it's happened to you before. I
I
know.
didn't say that. I said just don't get that comfortable
Oh,
with me. That's all
look.
I said.
It's not cute. I mean, they let one out, poop. You're like, okay, but then when they really feel comfortable and they let it rip, and you think somebody just broke down a wall or something, and they're sitting there.
Them little poops, they sound innocent until you get the smell.
Yeah,
It's like, all right, get out the bed. Matter
Yeah.
of fact, get out the room.
Yes. Matter of fact, close the door at the front of the house. Just yeah. Yeah. I ain't gonna say nothing about my current situation, but I've been through some things. Not with her, because she says hers are like sunshine, like roses. I said, but roses even grow out of something.
I guess. I didn't hear
Listen,
what you said, but I'm assuming it was funny.
it was good to me. Shout out to my wife, my mom, my daughter, the red belly, E. Paulinette. I hope I said that right. Yeah, I did. Paulnet. E. Paulnet.
Yep.
They left the E out of your name, bro. And shout out to people who are going through things and reach out. I know it seems like sometimes there's nobody to reach out to, but just start looking and searching and you'll be led somewhere. Hopefully it's to a good place. That's why I say start with prayer. That's what I did. But there's always a better road. We just have to look and find it. Even if it seems like it's buried under a ton of crap, it's there. Bro.
I appreciate it, man. Hopefully I can get mine in before we freeze up. Shout out to E for tapping in with us today. Shout out to Pops. He wasn't here, but guess what? Your hat is coming, sir. So we can get that debt sold up. Shout out to all my people out there. Like my boy just said, check in with your people. Mental health is real. These are tough times for a lot of people. Make sure you check in with them. Just like I said, simple, how you doing? Or I'm thinking about you. Or hey, are you okay? That goes a long way during these times. Shout out to all my entrepreneurs out there, because success is right around the corner. So don't quit on your dreams. But an even bigger and more important shout out to all the women out there, because today is Women's Equality Day. It's a bad society that we live in. We have to acknowledge that women are equal. But anyway, happy Equality Day for women. Shout out to the NBA players for protesting. Hey, man, y'all boys doing what y'all got to do, and I'm with y'all 155,000% if there's such a number. And lastly, prayers from me and my partner to everybody in the Texas and Louisiana border. It's about to get bad. I hope this is not a repeat of Katrina. But in the meantime, man, y'all people stay safe up there. Get safe. Pay attention and heed the warnings. This is not a game. Fighter Share Nation, we appreciate y'all. And we out of here. We will see y'all tomorrow on the Beatdown, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's all we got. Until the next time. Peace.